so glad you're here. I already got my phone up. I usually charge it in the bathroom. It's 7:40 and little miss is my alarm at the moment. She gets so excited for breakfast, don't you? To be honest, last night I went to bed at like midnight. I was stretching quite late. I just got on a roll with watching some YouTube. It was Sunday night, and Sunday I just let myself be. So that's what ended up happening. And I don't regret it. I don't feel bad about it or anything. Today is Monday, and today we're doing a self-care day. Just to take care of yourself day. Take care of things, take care of the house day. But we're going to be very chill. I like to keep Mondays very relaxed. I often don't work on a Monday, but I still kind of do because I love my work. It's not really work. I'm going to bring you along with me. We can hang out today and do Monday together, and I'll show you what it's like. To be honest, we get back into bed. At the moment, my current routine is get up and feed Serpentina and then get back into bed. And she cuddles up to me. How cute. Hi, Soapy. Hi, sweet angel. You cozy? Happy and restful now that you've eaten? I've been waking up with a lot of like ascension symptoms every morning. Really intense head pressure, headaches, glassy eyes, scratchy eyes. So I kind of just lay in bed until I feel, and like raspy throat, scratchy throat. I'm taking my mornings super slow at the moment. For a while there, I was getting up and like running, doing yoga, meditating, like all this stuff. And it was really good for a bit until this recent ascension started to take place. If you're someone that is following this sort of spiritual journey, when Leo season hit, when it was actually the new moon in Leo, quite an intense ascension started to kick in and take place then. A lot of messages were coming through from higher realms, ancestral beings, angelic systems, letting us know that the ascension was going to be very drastic and very strong on our bodies. Taking it really slow and doing very little is a must at the moment so that we don't overwhelm the system. So it's good. It's actually kind of like encouraging and pushing us into more restful, slow practices, which I feel is the answer to everything. This is my slow, restful morning with Serpentina curled up, resting on my arm. I might read for a bit. I've got some water there that I need to drink. think we need some tea. Let me make us some tea. Yeah, I got you a tea. Here you go. I usually just have these ends of oranges and stuff in my tea, but today I have an actual tea bag. This is lemon and ginger. First things first, darling. Lip gloss! My inner child is so happy right now. She feels like the star she was always meant to be. Shining so very brightly. Some might even say quite cringy. She doesn't give a F. 2:02 on the timer. Very aligned with the intuition. Okay, so I thought we'd have a little sit down and just a little chat, because I think by now this will either be my second or third episode, and you'll have to bear with me because I really don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know. You, the beautiful viewer, I would love us to be friends. I would love us to connect, okay? I'd love to show you me, the real me, in all her glory, as much as I can. Also, this will be a really good diary for me, because I love to talk. I do actually love to talk. Some people that probably knew me from my past would be confused by that, because I've been so quiet around people often because I haven't felt safe to be my real self. Often hid myself. It's because pretty much everyone I used to know is a bit fucked. Because I used to be a bit fucked. Okay, I used to be a very fake version. I used to have a hoodie that said fake on it, literally. Sorry, I just got a notification about the fairy cam. Hey, because a button on that, the OK button, already broke. But I can still use it, so. How is your tea? Is it nice? I made it with love. I thought I would just sit down and have a little chat with you about my life so far, give a little update. I recently went through a huge move. It was so big, and it wasn't even really big in distance, even though it was the furthest from the city that I have ever lived in, Melbourne. I live in Melbourne. I'm kind of shocked about how freaking amazing it is. I'm shocked. I've noticed so much with this move. It was the first move in my whole life that I did completely on my own. No partner, no friend, no family, because I'm literally in zero contact right now. I am not speaking to family. I've gone through a big transition with friends. I've distanced myself from all the friends I once knew, literally all of them, even best friends that I thought I would be very close to forever. I recently had this awakening, and I realized that all the energy that I was pouring into the relationship or the dynamics was what was creating the relationship in the first place. It was shocking, to say the least. Like, with some people, I really noticed that they couldn't show up in the same way that I was showing up for them. I couldn't lean on them in the same way. Not emotionally. I couldn't not see it. It was this huge awakening. I just saw 609, which is beginnings and endings, okay? So I am in zero contact, and the move that I did recently, I was terrified to do it. I had anxiety for weeks about it. The universe was absolutely on my side, but it was showing me so many things through that experience. It was showing me so much of all the ways that I can rely on the universe. I essentially knew I had to move, and I didn't find the place that I was moving to until days before I had to move out. Like days. It was the most terrifying thing going through that alone. There was a point that I was almost going to be homeless for a few days, but I wasn't. It was all divinely orchestrated, all divinely created and universally aligned by my higher self to teach me a lot of things, that no matter what the circumstances present on the surface level, what's actually happening beneath is created by your soul. So it's like while I was incredibly stressed through that scenario, I mean, I'm hoping a stressful scenario like that doesn't happen again. But next time I will stop myself from having as much anxiety, because I will always remember back to that time and I will think, well, the way the universe just swooped in the last moment to save me, all that extra energy I spent on stressing when I could have just relaxed the whole time, even though it got close to the deadline. This might be a message for you where you're at in your journey. I don't know. It will always help me to remain grounded. I'm not perfect though. I am not perfect, okay? I pretty much broke up with an ex-partner, a very karmic connection of mine, and I think we've definitely had some past lives together. I had some past life visions with him. I don't fully know the dynamic. And we broke up a long time before we actually moved out from each other. We were very codependent on one another. It was a very, it was toxic, but at the same time, kind of beautiful as well in ways. And it just got really kind of terrible towards the end. He got a new girlfriend that I thought we were all going to be friends. I was really looking forward to it. I was thinking, hey, I've got an opportunity to make some new friends. And turns out that she was very much hating on me from behind the scenes, probably because I'm so beautiful and young, and she doesn't look after herself that well. So I'm not going to dive into that too much in case she for some reason finds this. But yeah, she was like messaging me online, threatening me basically online. And it was just funny because it's like jealousy and envy is really such a sad thing to witness in someone else. But my light is so bright, and it does bring out some pretty yucky things in people. The housemate that was living here just left, actually, just moved out because he made some really inappropriate comments to me. The landlord encouraged him to move out. Yeah, my light really brings out the horrible parts of people. At least the people that I've known. The kind of, the karmic situations that have really trained and helped me to learn more about my light. So I'm very grateful for every scenario. I'm just kind of ready to meet Soul Tribe. And perhaps that's another reason why I'm making videos like this, so that I can connect with people that are a bit more like me, so that I can put myself out there and see who comes my way, see who wants to see more of my creations. Leading up to the move, I was really getting clear on things that I wanted in my future dynamic of living, right? Obviously, I wanted cheaper rent. That was part of the reason I couldn't continue to live there. I couldn't find someone to move in with me. I was always meant to move, okay? I could not stay that close to the city. The fuzz in the energies, just from being in that close to the city alone, in my psychic awareness, oh my gosh, like moving here, the quietness, the stillness that's here. The first few nights I just was like, I could hear this, and that was just from living that close to the city. Like, if you are a sensitive soul, if you are someone that is spiritually aware or opening up to that, you might come to a point in finding that like you do have to move. And it was really aligned with the frequencies at the time, the messages that I was getting from spirit. It was like, I couldn't actually stay there anymore. That's why I couldn't find someone to move in. I didn't get an increase in money, because if I got an increase in money or an influx of money, I would have stayed. I was very attached to the house, and the house wasn't even that great. Okay, I couldn't even have the heating or the cooling because it was just like so inefficient. My cat passed away there, Raphael, my darling Raphael. And I was very attached to that house because of that. And spirit really knew that I needed to move. So this whole thing has been freaking... The first place I checked out was worse than the place that I lived at before. It was the first place that I looked at was through a friend's connection, and I went there, and it was like, he had like 2 dogs and a cat, and they all stayed inside a lot. They ran amok, okay? And if I brought Serpentina there, she would have run away. It would have been too chaotic for her. There was no way that was going to work. The house smelt so badly. It stank. The room was gross. The mattress was stained. And he kept the cat litter right outside my door. And it was full of poo. I was like, good luck getting someone to move in. Seriously, good luck. And at that point, I really did not have any other options. I was like, oh my God. But inside, I had anxiety. He'd been really sick. It was just like, I had this yucky feeling there. Yeah. And then I checked out this other place that was by the ocean that I really wanted to move into. But even there, it was like, still just didn't, the room was really tiny, and I was coming from literally having a whole house, you know. I just knew it wasn't going to be that comfortable, even though there were cute aspects to it and it was quite expensive. And it was funny because the universe brought this house to me, literally suggested it to me. My landlord messaged me out of the blue to come and look at the house. And all the other ones I was kind of like, you know, chasing in a way. So I just knew when the message came in, I heard this is it. And I still went and spent money looking at other places, even though having that intuitive awareness. I noticed that that's been a process of me trusting my intuition, going with those feelings. So see what I mean? Like the whole process has been all feeding into ascension, expansion. It's all been worthwhile. But the things I manifested moving here, okay? I can use it. I think I said this in my last video, but just to dive into it a bit deeper. So I got my own room with an ensuite. I got the first level thing, a robe. I threw out my last robe because my partner used it a lot, and I didn't want much of his energy around me anymore. So I threw it out. And I came here and a robe, just a simple white towel, comfy, cozy towel-like robe was provided. I was like, I'm so grateful. I made sure to tell him, I was like, this is so cozy. Thank you so much. And I got a walk-in robe. Another thing I really wanted was a walk-in robe, which was like a dressing room, like something I've often dreamt about manifesting is my own, you know, dressing room where I can be absolutely fabulous and have all my wigs and just like have all my things just laid out so I can go in and be like a little fairy and pick things and be like, yes, this today. And I got it. It's obviously not as like luxurious and expansive, as dreamy as the one I envisioned, but I still have it. You know what I mean? I can still go in there and dress, and it's got all my things laid out. You know, so I'm so incredibly grateful. I love having my own ensuite because I'm living in a share house as well now. Beforehand, I was living with my partner, and then I was living alone. And even just going from that dynamic, I really overcame my fear of living alone, because that's another thing. I've been really codependent in my life, really, really codependent in my journey. I've really struggled with being on my own, hearing my own voice. I don't know, just like vibing with myself has been really hard because I had so much trauma as a child, you know? So even going from like that kind of dynamic of living on my own to moving into a share house was like really difficult for me, because I was like, I felt like I was taking all these steps backward. How am I gonna film and stuff? And I've done it. I've done it all. The housemate ended up moving out. So I'm literally paying less rent than ever. And I have a whole house to myself, at least for now, you know? There's the potential of someone moving in is always going to be there. So I'm not getting super attached to having the house empty like this. I'm going to enjoy it for as long as the universe provides it. And I am so grateful for the space. Other things that I manifested were plants, okay? I wanted a house full of plants. I literally have a house full of plants. And the backyard, full of trees, like, and there's like this gorgeous seat, and like I often like eat outside as well because it's just gorgeous. I can just sit out there and just sit and do nothing, and I'm connected in with this gorgeous energy. I'm so grateful. Oh my God. So yeah, the plants and the trees, like having a really comfortable yard and having ground that I can put my feet on without shoes and be really connected. Oh my God, the light is gorgeous. The sparkles. Oh, a fire pit. I wanted to do like fire rituals, and like in the last place, I was really just doing it in a pot. I just burn things, like light them with my candle and then burn them in the pot. Now I have 2 fire pits. I have 2. I have a chimney and and the owner just lets me burn whenever I want. And that, you saw the stack of twigs out there, right? There's just like, the yard has been kind of like forgotten about just a little bit. So there's so much for me to burn as well. And I love it as a meditative practice. I love it. Just scrying with fire, it just quietens the mind completely. Seriously, get yourself a fire pit if you can. A juicer. Okay, I wanted a juicer. I wanted to explore making my own fresh squeezed juices. Then now I mainly just use it to do carrots. Adding carrot juice every morning to my freshly squeezed orange juice it's actually my first meal of the day. It's just hitting so good. It's just hitting so good. So and all of this, I didn't have to spend any money to receive. I just literally moved into this dynamic, right? Like when I walked in and viewed this property, it just aligned. I don't know, the lighting, you know, the owner doesn't love super bright overhead lights like me. I don't know, we're on the same, I literally just heard we're from the same family tree. How funny. He's a creative soul. He's a quiet soul. He's a legend. So I'm just so happy to be here after coming from that dynamic. And in order to get here, my dear, gorgeous friend, I know I've been talking for a while, but we need to do this talk. We need to have this chat. How's your tea? Your tea yummy? You like it? I like mine. It was such a journey to get here. Like, I felt like I was literally just cutting through, you know the old school Sleeping Beauty where the Prince Charming, what's his name? Prince Philip, is cutting through the thorns to get to Aurora, and it's like he's cutting it and they're grabbing at him. That's literally, I'm getting chills as I'm saying, that was literally how it felt to get here. Because I could feel the negative energies just like grabbing through that process. Grabbing. I was like fighting my way out of this, like out of the mud, so I could get up to the light, which is here. This peaceful now moment. I didn't even know this could exist, I guess. Yeah, I've really been in a phase of like resting. My whole diet's been changing. My whole routine's been changing. I've been focusing a lot on work. I'm now doing tarot reading. I love it. So yeah, that kind of like really opened me up to filming more. So yeah, I'm a tarot reader. So I am gonna bring you along that journey as well. And we'll have some days where I can just show you what that's like, I guess, you know. I'm not really in a place in my life where I fully want to be. I don't have the clothes that I feel like really resonate with me. I don't really leave the house all that much, and I'm starting to get really creative again. I've made a connection back with that side of myself, which for me just feels like everything. Like I had to let go of all that stuff, all the events, all the people, all the places, all the things, all the being cool and being in the cool places, to get my creativity back, and I wouldn't change it for a single thing. And it's only just beginning. So yeah, I want to bring you along with me, okay? I realize like a path to get my creativity back, if you're someone that's lost your creativity, it's opening back up to whimsy, it's opening back up to play, it's opening up to our inner child and letting them out to play, letting them out to see the day, and not taking everything so seriously, I guess, and really just following your heart's passions. That's probably the biggest thing. Huge. Because that is the passions that are just universally destined for you, right? 33, 22, it's 55, yo. I'm doing tarot reading. I am Sia Cypher, and I am Demari Loren, here for you, my queen. But yeah, my healing journey started back in 2020. That's when it really hit my darkest days, darkest days. I was in a relationship that cared about me, but it was still toxic. We met in a very toxic place, like that Rihanna song. I fell in Isn't it? Fell in love in a toxic place. Anyway, yeah, that was us. I started therapy in like 2023, 2024, somewhere around there. It all gets kind of like foggy for me. I think maybe like mid to late 2023 into 2024, and I've taken a break. I'm such an advocate for therapy. None of my family have really used it ever. And I would highly recommend it if you have someone that has faced any kind of trauma in your childhood. I was suffering with CPTSD. I was having post-traumatic shock attacks, if you will, every month. I'd have these intense moments where these specific scenarios from my past would play out, like the memories, like a movie would flick through them, and I would go through them, relive them, and it would keep me up all night. I'd cry all night, and I had no idea at the time that they were post-traumatic stress things. I didn't even think they were, I didn't know, it was like I was unaware to them, you know, in a way. So I suffered with those since childhood. I've had a lot of anxiety, and I coped with alcohol and drugs. Therapy really helped me to face it, or at least I was already facing it in my own healing journey, but it was like I felt like I kind of plateaued there for a bit, and I just needed an outside perspective to kind of talk through these things with. And she just helped me with her own wisdom, right? I just got to a point where I was like done with talking with her about it, because she would still sort of encourage me into getting a 9-to-5, which is like something I don't resonate with. So that's kind of like a bit of a snapshot of where I'm at, where I've been, how I've got here, even though it's very skimmed over the top, right? I actually found some photos recently, some old footage of me, just like my old version. And I was shocked. I was actually shocked to see the old me, because until it's actually in front of you, you can't fully understand how far you've come sometimes, how calm you are now, how much you've like really relaxed into your being. So that was like pretty shocking for me. I don't want you to feel shame for yourself if that's the kind of places that you have been also. And I think we all just need to be really real about it, you know? There's no shame. There shouldn't be shame, because it's a reflection of a very sick, sad society, where we're all taught to cope with external things. We're all taught to cope in the same kind of ways. And they can be through partying, sex, rock and roll. You know what I mean? Let's look at it and love ourselves regardless of that. So yeah, I don't know if I posted that video yet. If I have, I'll link it here in one of these spots. But yeah, today is just going to be a very slow self-care day. Let's get into today. So it's super windy. I was just like dancing around outside, as you probably saw. Oh, is it getting cloudy? I love a cloudy day, okay? I love it so freaking much. I don't know what it is. It just, yeah, it's cloudy. It just makes me so happy, okay? I love being indoors at the moment. I might do some creative things today. Welcome to the Hermit Diaries, right? My diaries of my life in hermit mode, at least for now. And I also want my journey to show that to anyone that healing is absolutely possible. You can be in absolute black trenches and get yourself into the light. Anything is possible. And I want my journey to be an example of that. Yeah, you can completely change into your true self with bravery and courage. You know, it takes some bravery and things like that, but if I can do it, anyone can. So yeah, please enjoy this slow, self-care-ish, pleasant day with me while I bring you along. It's a cutie. I feel like I've already had a really productive day already. And I've just done a few bits and pieces. It just shows you how positive taking care of yourself can be, right? And how good it can feel. Sorry, I think I just saw someone. During winter, I like to hang out my clothes inside just because sometimes outside they can stay really moist. Now, there is another self-care little fun thing I want to do today that will get me outside. It involves some new plants. These are the precious little babies. Aren't they so cute? Aren't they just adorable? Hey guys, I feel like this is endive, but I should look. Mizuna, and tatsoi. So Asian, it's an Asian lettuce mix, okay? It was so cute. I was out on the weekend and my landlord was here just doing some bits and pieces. Before he left on Sunday, he texted me and he was like, I just want to give you a little token of my appreciation for taking care of the house so beautifully. He was like, here you go. Some lettuces for me, because he notices how much like salad and vegetables I eat. And I would love to start a veggie patch. So he said the best place to do it would be in the compost patch, which is where we dig in all of our compost. And I haven't really planted anything like this before. So we're gonna do it. I'm gonna plant these in the compost patch. Okay, they need to be like 30 centimeters apart. I feel like they're going to take up a fair bit of space. I think we have to go and prepare the soil and plant it all out first. I think I'll water them after I plant them. I haven't really planted anything before, okay? This is like a fun little project I'm really excited about. Filming stuff takes a while. And because I guess like I'm not used to doing this, and it's really funny because I do watch a lot of YouTubers online and I just love their style. I love the way they do things, and I have to remind myself that I've just started. I cannot expect myself to do like the magic that they do in all their wonderful videos because they've been doing it a lot longer than I have. So I just have to remember to kind of like bumble my way through this at the start. And then I know my flow I'll find my flow. So while we bumble through this video recording, before I do the plants, before that, I think we need to get some more nourishment into this temple of mine, okay? So it's time for a coffee and it's time for my second meal, which is today a smoothie bowl. What do I mean today? Like every day. At the moment, I have a smoothie bowl every single day. I love them so freaking much. Just fruit, just yum. Ugh, fruit and dates and just nuts. It's so yummy. And then we'll get into this project, okay? So I'll see you soon. Mwah. Kind of like fruit soup. Fruit soup. Okay, so this was like banana, green apple, and kiwi fruit. Just with water and a little bit of like coconut milk. I use an organic one. And coffee. I love coffee. I've tried to quit coffee. And I'm still drinking it. Thank you so much for this meal. Thank you. I'm wearing sage green. Sage green. Sage green. So much sage green, you know. Irrelevant. What is the meaning of sage green? The spiritual meaning. I just finished hanging up my washing. It's all done now. All my washing is done. These little mundane things of like doing your washing and stuff like that. Emptying the dishwasher, because I just did that too. It's like how you love yourself. So maybe mundane things are really just a portal. Are really just a portal for love, right? Loving the human of you. Okay, so I've got the 6 plants here, okay, and I'll show you. This is where we're going to plant them, in this compost patch here, right, as you can see. Ooh, windy. Love it, it's like the trees are talking. I need to work out what this is and what that is, whether it's worth keeping, because I still need space to dig stuff into the compost area. This back corner will be kind of perfect for 4 plants, and then the other 2 I'm thinking of putting over here in this bed, like 1, 2. And that way it won't get too crowded up in the compost. We'll get to planting. Okay. You would have just seen me clearing out the bed that we're gonna plant stuff in. Okay, but first we need lip gloss, my love. We need to gloss, okay? Actually, looks like it's gonna rain. Love glossed lips. I don't know if there's like stuff in my hair, but time for planting. It's time for planting. Let's do it. Another self-care thing that I do every single day is make sure I get enough water. So I actually make a big bottle of water like this, and it's 2.5 liters, and I drink this every day. Why is this up so high? I drink this every day. So I put apple cider vinegar and I squeeze a lemon into it. I've been doing this for years now. So good for you. So good for you. Drink your water now. Drink your water. Things we need. This, and Look how nice it looks. Just look at that. Clean and fresh and ready. Love it. How absolutely cute! Let's plant these two. Now, we need to give everything a water. It's gotten so dark inside. I just turned some lights on. Set the mood, the ambiance. I've pretty much nearly done everything I wanted to do today. I also want to light a fire because why not, right? So let's do that now. I'm obviously going to cook myself a nice dinner tonight as well. That's another self-care practice that I'll be doing. But let's do the fire and then I think I'll just chill and edit for a bit. But we're almost at the end of this video, so I hope you've enjoyed it thus far. I have thoroughly enjoyed my day. I feel really lit up. I feel uplifted. I feel connected, all this like windiness. I love being out in it. Like when there's a storm, I really like just feeling it, you know, really special. So let's do this fire. I've already been putting stuff in from gardening today to burn. Now I'm gonna add more fuel from over here. So let's do it. spend some solo time with my fire. And I'll see you in a little bit. Mwah. Hey, Angel. I ended up having a shower, just freshening up my energy. I stretched into my leg a little bit, and then this huge wave of tiredness just hit me. So I've just been like chilling. I also had like a message that Spirit wanted relayed on TikTok. So I filmed a 2-parter. It looks like this. This is probably the strongest ascension symptoms, or one of the strongest. I know there's been some strong ones in the past, but this one I really felt the ascension symptoms really strongly hit this afternoon after the fire. I'm just waiting for those videos on TikTok to upload. If you want to check out my CSIFO account, I'll link it down in the description box. That's pretty much it for today. I want to finish the vlog here, just because I feel like I've already got a lot of content. There'll be plenty more chances to share dinner together. Look forward to that in another video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. It was so nice having you over. It was so nice to spend time with you. What was your favorite thing today? What did you like today? What did you love about today? Put it in the comments below. I'd love to see you. Say hi. Honestly, like, I've been feeling so happy. So happy from doing this project. I don't know what it is. Filming my days turns kind of mundane things into an opportunity to love them, an opportunity to romanticize them, an opportunity to share them. Like, this is what I do. What do you do? You know? So I just feel super happy, and I know my soul has wanted this project for a very long time, and I love that it's happening now. If Spirit wants it to be happening now, you know what I mean? It hasn't really flowed for me in the past, but let's see if it flows now. I'm excited to see. Keep an eye out for future videos. I've been filming for the last few days, so I'm going to take a break now, because we need to take a break and edit. I hope to have you round again soon, huh? Come hang out again soon. These are my Healing Hermit Diaries. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I just filmed a video. I just filmed